If you've played chess for any given amount of time, you guys have probably heard the term Zugzwang. But what does this foreign weird word even mean? Find out in today's episode of the hashtag Ask a Chess Master show coming straight up. The literal definition of zigzwang is very simple. It means a position in chess in which the side whose turn it is has to make a move, but any move they make is unfavorable or not very good. For example, in this position ahead of us, if it is black to move, black is in zigzwang. If it is white to move, one could also say that white is in zigzwang as well. Now, why is this the case? Let me show you guys. If it was black to move in this position, the black king does not have many options. It cannot come here, 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 or here. In fact, the only square it can go is king to c7. However, if king to c7 is played, the white king will go to e7, allowing the promotion of the pawn on the next move. Therefore, black would rather just say skip, I don't want to make a move, and if he were able to do this, then guess what? No matter what white does, there is no way to promote the pawn. So therefore, black doesn't want to make any moves, and so he is in zigzwang. So white can also be said to be in zigzwang. The reason for this is quite simple. In this position, white has to make a move. So if he moves his king to any of these squares over here, guess what? The pawn will be captured on d7, and white does not want that to happen. However, if he moves his king to d6, the problem is very simple. Well, black has no moves to go anymore. Every move is bad or it cannot be done. Well, all of them are legal, and therefore this is stalemate. So therefore, white doesn't want to make a move, so he wants to skip, and black wants to skip if black is playing. So both players would be in zigzag if it were their move to play. But these are all some very simple zigzwangs. Let me show you a more complicated zigzwang in one of my favorite players' chess games, Aaron Nimzovich. The game before us comes all the way back from 1923 between my favorite player Nimzovich and Simish as white. Now this game is considered my favorite. I consider one of my favorite, if not my favorite chess game of all time. And if you guys want me to do an analysis of this chess game in the future, tell me in the comments section below, and I'll make sure to actually do one of these, because this is, again, one of my favorite, if not my favorite chess game of all time. Now, this zigzag in this position actually occurs as early as this move. In fact, after this next move that black plays, white resigns, as there's no move that he can make that's actually decent or can actually save his position. And you might find that weird, because look, white has so many pieces. I mean, white is actually up one entire piece for two pawns of Nimzovich's. So how can white actually run out of moves to make if he has so many moves? Well, in this scenario, more is actually worse and not better, because in this position, all of white's pieces are stepping on top of one another. Let me give you guys a very basic example. If this bishop were to try to move, obviously not to c3, but goes back to c1, then the bishop can capture the knight for free. It's a free knight. So obviously, white can't move the bishop. And if you try to move something like rook c1 and get this open file for yourself, then guess what? Rook e2 is played, and guess what? Your queen is trapped. It has nowhere to go. So there's so many problems in white's position. None of his pieces can move. No piece can go to f1. So the only possible move is something like king h2. On the side note, something very important for you guys to know is if white plays a move like pawn a3, you don't want to push or capture because that would free up white's position, but you want to play a move like pawn a5, so if he captures, guess what? The white's knight can still not come out, and the bishop can also still not come out as well. So therefore, the only move that's really possible here is king to h2. And after we play a move like rook f3, then this queen can go to somewhere like g5. So knowing that, just going to get you guys to actually pause your videos for a second and try to think about what the best move in this position that causes the immortal zigzag. Something that white did not expect. In fact, as I said before, it is after this very next move, white resigned as he was hopeless and couldn't see what he can do. So hopefully you guys paused your videos, because I want you guys to find an amazing move like this. But the move that was played was pawn to h6. So was pawn to h6. Was pawn to h6. And this move was just an absolute killer. Because if white plays the only move he has left, which was king h2, rook f3 officially traps the queen, as there is nothing black can do. Of course, white could stall a couple more moves. He could play a3 or something, and then we can play a5, and he could maybe play capture capture and then play b3. But then an even better move than pawn h6 that we can make is just king h8. Say, what are you gonna do? You ran out of moves, my friend. You either have to sacrifice a piece or sacrifice your queen. There's no going back, and black's position is absolutely dominating. So that's what Zugzwang actually is. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you guys did, make sure to press that video over there in which I teach you how to play without your eyes. Also, make sure to like and subscribe as that would help my channel grow a lot. Thank you so much everybody. Have a great day.